everybody. My name is Michael Fitzsimons. I'm the Executive Director for Wagering and Product at the Hong Kong Jockey Club. I'm from Ireland, so I do apologize to anyone who can't understand my accent. I believe there will be a highlight show tonight with subtitles on ABC at 4 a.m. However, for those of you who do understand me, there's three topics that I'd like to discuss today. Firstly, the trend towards an integrated customer experience, global liquidity and how this is enabled through technology, and then trend three, the new generation, what we've learned from them during the pandemic and why we should care. Okay, so let's get into it. Trend one, the integrated customer experience. I'd first like to touch on the Hong Kong Jockey Club, not just because my boss is watching, but because it sets the template for what everyone is beginning to replicate around the globe, and something that we're very proud to have led the way on. There's 5 key pillars to the integrated model, starting with the event. For us, that's the sport. That's professional horse racing. We're the only operators of professional racing in China. The second is content. So we own the content. We give it out to selected partners, and we make sure it's free to play, free to air in Hong Kong through our app. The next is social and community. For us, this is different. For us, this means charity. The Hong Kong Jockey Club is historically one of the top 10 charities in the world. Last year, we gave out $6.6 billion to charities in Hong Kong, and this really underpins everything we do. It is our social contract with the people of Hong Kong. It's our partnership with the government. The next pillar is wagering. This is enabled through the charity in many ways. We offer the monopoly, the exclusive license for wagering on football, racing, and the Mark 6 lottery in Hong Kong. And then last but not least, there's the lifestyle element of the pillars. We have 20,000 members of our club in Hong Kong, private members club, and we provide a wide range of facilities to partner with them on their lifestyle choices and be part of their leisure activities. So I'm going to delve into how this model is now being replicated around the world, and as I said, it's something that we're very proud to see it evolve and see others follow in our footsteps. The first case study is FoxBet in the United States. I've picked this because I used to work at PokerStars, and when we went live in 2018 in America, it was very clear that the gold rush was on. People were acquiring customers. Well, in the early days, the research said that American customers weren't going to have lots of accounts. They weren't going to be promiscuous. So in order to gain market share, it was very important that people acquired customers, often at negative expectation. They were paying more to acquire a customer than their lifetime value was worth. That was something that we couldn't afford to do, or we weren't prepared to do. So we went down the route of partnering with a content provider. In this case, it was Fox Sports to launch FoxBet, and we promoted a free-to-play game in America, which was hugely successful. This is a model I think you're all familiar with now that has been replicated throughout the globe. The next case study is Penn Entertainment. So for those of you who don't know, Penn Entertainment operates the Pennsylvania Turf Club. They have a casino, so they have the lifestyle, they have the wagering through the pari-mutuel, but we also know that racing has a higher average age, and it also can be quite hard to acquire new customers into. So they took an acquisition strategy. They acquired Barstool Sports, and they started bringing together products and apps for those customers, 66 million monthly users, and this has been tremendously successful. I think probably this is the most successful case study that I've seen, and they've gone from strength to strength. The next trend we're seeing in wagering is the high street, something that's very important in Australia with the TAB in pubs, and something that we're very invested in Hong Kong. Where this will be in 10 years' time, nobody really knows for sure, but it's the journey that we're on. Will it be virtual reality stores? Will it be sports bars? We don't know, but we're investing heavily in this to be part of that experience for customers. We do know that being a pure-play, digital-only wagering operator is not the future, and you need to be engaged with your customers, and this is a journey we're on. It's something we're seeing in America as well, with heavy investment going into sports facilities and sports stadiums to be part of that moment, that winning moment, that engagement with customers. And then the final case study is perhaps the most interesting. It's a customer pool that sits adjacent to wagering and is being cross-sold into wagering. In this case, in America, it's Fanatics. For those of you who don't know, Fanatics is a merchandising company. They sell premier sports goods to their customers, 90 million customers, and they're launching their next generation sportsbook as we speak. I think this is especially interesting for us because it'll bring a whole new value proposition, a whole new segment of customers, and should it be successful, I think it's something that's very, very interesting and something that we should all focus on quite carefully. Okay, so in summary, it's not surprising to us in Hong Kong, this is the model that people are moving to. We're very proud of what we're seeing. We've seen acquisition strategies, we've seen partner with content providers, we've seen lifestyle partner with wagering, and finally, these big customer pools that sit adjacent to wagering that are being cross-marketed into wagering, and something that we're going to watch very carefully over the course of the next few years. Okay. So trend 2, global liquidity and how this is powered by technology. To add a little context, since 2013, the Hong Kong Jockey Club has allowed international commingling into our pools. But since 2019, as been referenced earlier, we have allowed Hong Kong liquidity to go externally to partners. This started with Ascot and the UK Tote and has expanded, and a lot of you are here in the room today, South Africa, Dubai, Australia, obviously, New Zealand, Ireland, United States. And as an example of the success we've seen, in the UK alone, we contributed over £12 million of income to the racing industry, which when you put in the context of the levy, which is all the other bookmakers combined, which was 90 million, this demonstrates a very important commitment on our behalf. To continue this growth, however, we need to drive, as Winfried has alluded to, a big change in our technology platforms and protocols. The liquidity of the World Pool is one part of the equation. The Hong Kong Jockey Club are very proud to invest in technology to enable the future of the World Pool, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. We will soon be live with our cloud-enabled ledger nodes around the globe. Each will have a smart contract execution engine that runs common rules. The first one will be available in the UK, followed by Australia and the US. This will allow partners to connect via an API in a relatively lightweight fashion. The new protocol will leverage the smart contract technology, which will ultimately result in a rapid growth of available bet types and a boost in liquidity to support the racing industry. The business impact for partners is dramatic. Because data can be synchronized at scale, collations and approximates for even high combination bet types will be available to be rapidly exchanged between partners. This opens up the exciting prospect of including the first four, the quartet, the six-up, the double trio, and even the famous Hong Kong triple trio into the roster for World Pool events. This will drive further engagement for customers and higher turnover for wagering operators. And there are other product benefits. Today, tote operators around the world regularly see a substantial portion of investment, of total pool investment, being received in the final collation after the start of the race. And from a customer perspective, this isn't great. It drives negative headlines, particularly when you see your odds crushed 30 seconds after the horses have left the gate. With the World Pool protocol, the industry will guarantee a level playing field with a synchronized cutoff for bets, not the final ITSP collation request message, guaranteeing that no player has an information advantage and minimizing the late odds crushing moves that drive poor customer experience. Looking at the current versus future odds updates, we can see dramatic improvements in the information available to the market as a whole. This is something that opens up new financial-esque products for us, such as price execution orders to our customers and more engaging products and a better customer experience. In addition, the World Pool platform is a programmable distributed ledger with potential that goes far beyond collations, as we will be able to use programmable smart contracts for the first time. Some examples of how we believe this technology can revolutionize racing and wagering include, well, firstly, there's smart cash. We can craft new customer retention offers and apply those to specific cash tokens within their customer betting wallets. Examples would include cash that can only be used at a racecourse or on merchandise or during specific events. Secondly, the technology can also be used to store non-fungible tokens representing a stake in a horse. With minimal additional overhead, the racing industry will thus be able to securely, which is the important bit, securely extend syndicates to a much wider audience, attracting a new generation of owners vital to the ongoing success of our industry. And finally, some of the less glamorous work can be updated. You want to know the history of your horse. So for information around stabling, training, feeding, veterinary schedules, as well as the data that we can distribute of historical racing can be utilized. So in summary, this trend towards global liquidity through Whirlpool continues to drive the promotion of international racing events, and the technology enables a massive amount of future innovation underpinned by the new protocol. Okay, so trend 3, the next generation. So during the pandemic, we saw a dramatic shift in customer behavior into meme stocks and crypto, and we should touch on these and how they will drive the new demands on wagering operators as we move into 2023. In the absence of sports, first-time traders, many in their 20s or 30s, found the stock market accessible for the first time, attracted mainly by Robinhood's unique zero commission offer. This was especially Gen Y and Gen Z customers who embarked on this journey of discovery across these two major risky asset classes, namely wildly volatile, near-bankrupt meme stocks and cryptocurrencies, in a manner that offers insights to the wagering operators. Users downloaded Robinhood for its simplicity and its ability to start trading in a matter of seconds. For the first time, young investors felt they had the power to trade and make their own decisions on how to invest their money. Importantly, however, the app came from Silicon Valley. It didn't come from Wall Street, and its frictionless interface and gamified features quickly captured the young, first-time stock traders. Other key phenomenon that coincided with the pandemic was the emergence of the subculture on the social media platform Reddit. This was centered around a community that aptly called itself Wall Street Bets, where punters shared tips for undervalued stocks. It's hard to overstate how big the Wall Street Bets group has gotten. With 8 million members, the group even developed its own language, reflecting a very unique subculture behind the GameStop, the Bed Bath & Beyond, and even the BlackBerry and AMC frenzies, stock buying and selling. At the same time, cryptocurrencies exploded in valuation. Now, while we all know that this didn't end well for most, what is important is that through crypto, a generation of customers have gotten used to the idea of managing wallets with tokenized digital assets and non-fungible tokens for ownership. Just as with Wall Street Bets, crypto has been supported and accelerated by an internet-first subculture tied together by a common language. The community self-reinforces even as we are entering a prolonged crypto winter. The next trend is live streaming. Live streaming's rapid acceleration, both in viewership and engagement among Gen Z through the pandemic, was startling. But for wagering operators, the path forward is clear. Customers want to be part of the content creation, consumption loop, and they want to share their wins and losses with their own communities. Esports is a great example. It's become synonymous with this community. So it's not hard to see why this has become an area of focus for most operators in the room. Even though esports has been trending upwards even since pre-pandemic days, but it has been accelerated because of this during the pandemic. Okay, so what now for wagering operators? There are 3 lessons wagering operators need to take from these trends to engage the next generation. Firstly, your UX is more critical than ever. Robinhood, it's the new baseline. Simplicity, guidance, and the elimination of friction, coupled with gamification to incentivize key steps in the customer journey. That's critical. Much of wagering UX and UI is still based on shop coupons from the UK in the 1950s, and this needs to evolve. Secondly, as shown by Robinhood and the crypto phenomenon, it's clear that wagering operators need to lower the buy-in point and the complexity for new users, whilst also illustrating there is headroom to expand the complexity. This is especially true for pari-mutuel operators. We do have difficult to understand bet types. And then lastly, these trends for Gen Z and Gen Y illustrate the importance for wagering operators in fostering an engaged community, not just in person, but online. Thank you.